And we are live. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Disputed Lands. Today, I have Stephen Stark with me, and we are doing a character build for Arya Stark. So today we are going to, 2 weeks ago we did the Hound, and today we are going to be doing a level 8 build. And
I have thoughts on this build. I have a lot of thoughts, actually, but we'll get there eventually. Hi, I'm Steven, by the way. Steve, whatever. But yeah, I think level 8's a great place to build a character. I'll quiet you. I just got a notification that you're live.
Awesome. Welcome, everyone. So today we are doing Arya Stark, level 8 character build. So we already know the level. We talked about that last week. The big thing that I wanted to talk about first off is, well, obviously we're probably going to go with human for our race. And since, it's we already know we're going to level 8 and everything, it's the human variant, usually the better of the two. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, because we're also not rolling for stats, or we're just assigning the stats we think they have as represented by what we see on screen or read on the page. So variant human just gets you that feat, which is really good. It's going to help round out the characters.
Okay, so we have got
Shifter gets no love.
Who gets no love?
Shifter, which is a great, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But she's not a shifter. She's a shifter. But we are going to get into that as we build the character.
Yes, we will give her all the flavors of Arya Stark. That is our goal today, is we are going to build a D&D character that is most accurate to the characters that we know and love. So we know we're going to be going with a level 8. That's how high we're doing our build. Now class.
Okay, so I've got a couple of different ideas here, right? She could just be a straight up rogue. She could. But there are certain aspects of the way she does things that make me think that she might be multi-classed into a ranger or a bard.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking a multi-class too, but I was thinking, this is my train of thought. I was thinking that we were maybe looking at possibly a multi-class of a rogue and a fighter.
So, okay.
Yes, yeah. So tell me your thought process on Arya Stark with the possibly the bard and ranger. I really like this.
I have a much stronger argument for ranger than for bard. Okay. My argument for ranger is she clearly shows she has an aptitude very early on for archery. It is a martial class, much like a fighter, so she'll get access to a fighting style, including blind fighting eventually, which I think is something that she will have by the time we're done with this build. She probably needs to have blind fighting. She can get that from fighter as well. What does the ranger do that's different? I think if I was going to build her as a ranger, she would be what's called a gloom stalker ranger, which is a very combat focused, potent ambush build. So, and as Steve Dory says in the chat, she clearly has a connection with animals. But in the book, she's a cat as well as her own dire wolf.
I like that. I am really
I can make the argument for ranger, but that might just be me trying to build an optimized build for Arya. But at the same time, she is a bit of an optimized build by the time we see her at the end of the story.
Exactly. Yeah. The Arya in the story, in the books, and the Arya that we see in the television show, they are on two completely different, levels.
Right.
Arya's still in her faceless men training, and by the time that we see Arya in the show at the end, she is complete. And she honestly looks like she might have a few levels in monk as well. So
Right. Like it's hard to quantify. Like she's a difficult one to quantify because
mhm.
she's has so many different experiences. But I also don't want to water her down by giving her 2 levels in 4 different classes.
Right.
The bard thing is just the lying, the deception, the disguise, the ability to read people and throw them off of what you're thinking and saying. Again, not nearly as strong of an argument to make for bard, but I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
So why fighter? What does
The biggest thing for me for fighter is just because she started out with her sword training with needle,
Mhm.
and with that you have either the blind fighting style, which you there's a great argument for that. There's also a good argument for the dueling
dueling
fighting
for
style,
sure?
just because of the she was taught by the first sort of bravos, and she is taught water dancing, which is a dueling type of fighting style. So I mean, you could definitely, and that's what she's practicing all throughout their story, and her needle's a big part of her character. So I would definitely look at just fighter, and mostly for that fighting style, which I like your take on the ranger with giving her the fighting style, and also just that connection that she has to animals. So I'm really kind of liking that as well. I'm wondering if we might be able to negotiate a one level in fighter and 2 in ranger. That way she can get both dueling and blind fighting style. Um,
So rangers, I think, get their fighting style at level 1, but actually don't think they're very limited in what they can choose.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like
they are very limited. So
archery or dual
mhm.
wielding. I think I'm gonna have to look that up now.
I'm looking it up right as we're speaking. So blind fighting is an option at second level for a ranger.
Okay,
So yeah, so blind
that
fighting is
doesn't give her
there.
that does not give her a subclass in ranger or fighter, and
No,
then she'll have
it won't be
5
a
levels of
subclass.
rogue.
Yes, and 5 levels of rogue, and which I think
Um,
she is mostly rogue. So
I think you're right about that,
mhm,
and assassin rogue at that.
oh, absolutely. We are definitely building a rogue assassin. So it's just what are her other flavors?
Right.
Where
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's a
mm,
like I would if you're in the chat, by all means, feel free to weigh in with what you think this looks like. Um,
Beastmaster. That's actually a you can make a good argument for Arya as a Beastmaster. Actually, you make a great argument for that. Um, I don't like the Beastmaster subclass as much as the Drake Warden, but
it's mechanically pretty weak.
it's so weak, and I love the Beastmaster. I actually was going to do a Beastmaster build and have a goat as my beast. Have like a battle
Yeah.
goat.
It
Yeah.
if you want to play a Beastmaster at my table, we'll talk and we'll make it work because rules as written for Beastmaster, they're pretty weak.
Yeah, they
Actually.
are super weak. So, but that is actually a good subclass for her, that Beastmaster subclass. Let me take a look at that, because she's a strong skin changer.
That's
She is.
that's 3 levels of ranger.
And she gets a fighting style. I like that. What do you think about the Beastmaster?
Again, it requires her to take 3 levels of ranger. That's
Yes.
the
Yeah.
biggest drawback.
But I'm okay. I'm
So,
okay with that, because that's a big part of her character, is also her skin changing.
book Arya, yes. Show Arya, not so much.
Not so much
But
show art.
okay,
Beastmaster. Let me look at that. Because, wargs are the most common type of skin changer. Those skin changers that can change into other skins are much more powerful. And so, and she can actually see through the eyes of Nymeria all the way across from the other side, on another continent.
Okay.
She is
now
very strong.
Is this Ranger or is this Druid?
Ranger, Beastmaster.
I'm sorry. Is it Ranger or is it Druid? That's my question. You know what I mean? Like skin changing and
Right.
I think I could go off into the weeds with that. I'll save Druid levels for when we make Bran as a character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You've convinced me. 1 level of fighter, 3 levels of ranger, and 4 levels of rogue.
Oh, we don't need the fighter. We don't need that. We've got our fighting style. We can go with 3 levels of ranger and 5 levels of rogue.
Okay.
I like that.
What's the chat think? Do you guys like that split? 5 rogue, 3 fighter? 3 ranger? Because
so Christy Angel in the chat, she says in Chinese religion mythology there are 2 guardians of the underworld named Horseface and Bullhead. Is that true? I need to look that up now. I did not know that.
I don't know.
I did not know that.
I know very little about Chinese mythology outside of Sun Wukong, basically.
Yes, yeah. Oh, it is true. Oh, I'm going to have to look at
that. Okay, well, I think Steve Dory says 3-5 is good. 3-5. Okay, so but her first level is fighter.
Well, she doesn't need.
Not fighter, ranger.
Yeah. Her first level, yeah. First level ranger, yeah.
I'm gonna keep saying fighter because I'm an idiot, but.
Oh no, I think it was because I put that I subliminally put that in your mind right from the get-go.
Well, and let's be honest, fighter's a fantastic class in 5e. It's actually very potent.
Great. It really I love my fighter.
Especially if you just take a level or 2 dip, like mechanically, it's very strong.
Absolutely. So, all right. So we are going to go, let me put it up here, level 8. So we are going to go 3 ranger.
Right.
And 5 rogue. Am I spelling rogue right? I never.
Yes, you are.
Ha ha ha. Okay. All right. Now background.
Okay. Now you had said you found a background in a supplemental work.
Yes. So you know that 5e DnD has published some works for Baldur's Gate. So they have some actually published backgrounds, and I will tell the faceless background to you. One moment. It's really cool. It's kind of perfect for her, but there's a really strong argument to be made for the noble background as well. So let's go ahead. Faceless background 5e. So this is Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. Characters with a faceless background don a disguise, literally or otherwise, as they adventure. This persona might be dramatic or subtle. In any way, though, many characters have such larger-than-life personalities. Therefore, this background largely focuses on detailing the hero behind the mask. So with that, you get skill proficiencies in deception and intimidation, and you also get a disguise kit and like one language of your choice. Your equipment includes a disguise kit, a costume, and a pouch containing 10 gold pieces.
And a bag with faces in it.
And a bag, yes, yes. You can say that that pouch doesn't have gold. You can say that it has lots of faces.
Right.
So
One
that
iron coin.
yeah, I feel like that's a really good background for her, because it's a little difficult to I guess flavor in within the rules is written that the faceless in any other way. This is kind of perfect for her in a way.
It is really good. I just want to make sure that we give due. Steve Dory says urchin makes most sense, which I actually don't necessarily disagree with. Yes, she's got a noble upbringing until all of a sudden she doesn't, and she's scratching to survive.
So let's go ahead and read. So you grew up on the streets alone, orphaned and poor. After Ned's beheading, that was kind of true. You had no one to watch over you or to provide for you. So you learned to provide for yourself. After Ned's beheading, that was true. You fought fiercely over food and kept a constant watch out for other desperate souls who might steal from you. Okay. And you slept on the rooftops and in alleyways, exposed to the elements, and endured sickness without the advantages of medicine or a place to recuperate. You've survived despite all odds and did so through cunning, strength, speed, or some other combination of each. So you're going to begin your adventuring career with enough money to live modestly but securely for at least 10 days. How did you come by that money? What allowed you to break free of your desperate circumstances and embark on a better life? Okay. So you do get proficiency in the disguise kit.
Right. Like, and we can just choose to take deception if we want with one of our skill choices later. But, like, also, we need to shout out Thomas J, who just gifted 5 subs, 5 memberships, YouTube memberships.
Oh, thank you. I'm over here looking at the DnD website. Thank you. Awesome, Thomas.
I've got an eye on your chat.
Awesome.
They're good folks, by the way. I like them.
We've got a good crew.
Some of them I do not. I mean, like, other than last week or whatever, but like Kolnitsky has been in my chat on my old streams many, many, many times.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very nicely, it's very nice of you, Thomas J. You're awesome. Or urchin, or what was the other one called?
So urchin, faceless, and we also need to look at we also just to do our due diligence, look at the noble background, because I mean she is a noble. She is a noble. She grew up in a castle.
Bernie, hold on. Bernadette,
is there Bernie in there?
Bernadette is in the chat.
Oh,
we love some Bernie.
We do love Bernie. Welcome, Bernie.
Are we looking at the noble background now? Are you pulling it up?
I am. So I am pulling it up right now. So the noble background, it's got a lot to it, but basically you understand wealth, power, and privilege. You carry a noble title and your family owns land, collects taxes, and wields significant political influence. You might be a pampered aristocrat, unfamiliar with work or discomfort, a former merchant just elevated to the nobility, or a disinherited scoundrel with a disproportionate sense of entitlement. Or you could be an honest, hardworking landowner who cares deeply about the people who live and work on your land, keenly aware of your responsibility to them. So,
I actually don't think that fits her. I really just don't.
Yeah.
She's technically a noble, but it didn't take. She never did the needle thing. She
Mhm.
she got into food fights and played with the butcher's boy. Like she just didn't. She doesn't fit that.
She really I would say that she definitely was the black sheep of the family and did her best to um live like I just a regular kid.
Hmm.
So yeah, I am either going to side on the urchin or the faceless background.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, we have to make a choice. If I was going to make it, if it was just me, I would say urchin, but like I'm 60-40. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well, Urchin gives you the disguise kit, which is big. So, and
yeah,
thieves tools. I wouldn't say that Arya is a big lock picker, but she does have, a small
yeah.
knife,
Like I think
city.
we're making a D&D character. There's going to be some residual stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, let's go with Urchin background. Urchin. So let me start putting everything in there. And do you want to talk about her alignment at all while I'm putting this stuff in?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Stealth.
So she's certainly not evil.
No,
I would
she's not
also
evil.
say she is not lawful. So that cuts out two whole quadrants of the alignment chart. It's hard for me to say she's good. Yeah. Come on, brain. Like, she definitely is willing to be violent, to hurt people. Um, she is, I think, careful to try not to hurt people unnecessarily, even when she's traveling with the hound and like that in the show is what I'm referring to. And he sort of kills or doesn't kill the family, but like steals
Mhm.
their silver and runs off. And she's very mad about it. I think I could say she's chaotic good because the way I see chaotic good, at least in a D&D character, is I'm going to do the right thing even if I have to kill everyone in this room.
I mean, I guess, but she's also an assassin, and she kills the good and the bad. You know that's what the faceless, that's the faceless men do. They give the gift to, the basically whoever they're paid assassins. So, I mean, you can't be a paid killer and be good, completely good at least. I would say I think that at the beginning of her character, the beginning of her character arc, she was a chaotic good, but then after the events that occurred that brought her into the training of the Faceless Men, she eventually had a change in her alignment to
Yeah,
more.
but and she never even fully submitted to their rules. I can see her as chaotic neutral. I could go with that.
Well, not necessarily chaotic evil, but like chaotic
No, chaotic
like
neutral.
neutral. Yeah,
And a lot of people in the chat are also saying chaotic neutral.
yeah,
So, like, okay, it's hardly the most important choice you'll make in character creation, but
exactly. Okay, so yeah, she is a chaotic neutral. Okay,
that's
so and we
that's
are
okay.
starting her out as a ranger, correct?
Yeah,
So the saving throws are gonna go. So it looks like
I've
not
got Ranger pulled up. It's
bad.
saving throws.
Strength and Dex, those are two good ones.
Yeah, Dex is a really good one.
Yeah,
Strength
that's a
is
big one.
there's no bad ones, but like unofficially there's three good ones and three like 3 first tier and 3 second tier ones because of which saving throws are most common. And every class gets 1 first tier and 1 second tier. Dex, Con, and Wisdom are like the top tier ones. And then Strength, Intelligence, and Charisma are the second tier saving throws. And every class will get one of the top tier and 1 of the second tier, just by how often you have to make Dex saves versus Strength saves.
So I do grappler builds. Oh, I've done a couple grappler builds, and the characters that I fight against have to do strength saving throws all the time, strength or dex, depending on what their higher, what the higher of the two is. But and it's actually as well, and it's actually not even a saving throw. It's a athletics check or a acrobatics check, but yeah. So yeah, you don't have to do a lot of strength saving throws actually.
They do exist for sure, but it's usually to like resist getting knocked over by a powerful hit, or like if a wave. There are certain like water attacks that say make a strength save or you're knocked prone.
Absolutely.
So they absolutely do exist, but they're not as common as some of the other types.
So now the skills for the ranger, we have to choose 3 for the ranger, and we have animal handling, which I think is probably a good one.
I think so.
Athletics is good. Insight is good. Investigation, nature, perception, stealth, and survival.
So we already have stealth from our background. Did you say okay, and we get 3 choices? Animal handling ought to be 1.
Yes.
Did I not hear acrobatics on that list?
Athletics.
Okay. And I also did not hear deception.
Yep, deception's not on there. I feel like perception. Well, actually, investigation might be good for her.
Well, I always think of investigation as putting clues together in your mind, because investigation is intelligence-based. So it's like thinking about clues and how they fit together. Sherlock is investigation. Perception is just being aware of what's going on around you. And again, arguments can be made for both. But I feel like perception is more important and more indicative of what she does.
Okay, so let's give her the animal handling, the perception. Good. Okay.
And 1 more.
1 more. We've already got stealth, so okay, I'm going to make an argument for investigation.
Okay.
I am. So she kind of knows when things are not necessarily right and okay. And so whenever she was like down in the sewers, she was able to follow Illyrio and Varys. She overheard the whole conversation. She didn't understand the context of it, but she was able to like sneak and figure out and follow them and do that. With the Faceless Men, she has also learned how to like follow people and how to hang around and listen to everybody's conversations. And I feel as though she has a little bit of some innate investigation, and she's also been taught investigation by the Faceless Men.
Let's take it. Let's take investigation.
Yay! All right.
I like it.
Okay.
So that's our skills for now.
So, and that's just for the ranger. So we are pulling up with our ranger build. So weapons, simple and martial weapons. So the Bravo sword that she has.
It's a rapier. I mean, it's a rapier for all intents and purposes.
So the rapier is going to be, let's see.
It's a D8 plus
Is it a D8?
D8 plus modifier, which we don't know yet because we haven't statted her yet.
Okay.
And it's piercing damage if you care about that.
I will add it. I have a different fillable form, so let me see if I can add it. There we go. Okay. I can. The other form that I filled out, I was using this thing that I would end up having to put in text boxes, which is a little clunky. It's still clunky, but
yeah, I use an app called Roll20 to run all of my games, and it has this character sheet exactly, but like it has a character creator on that will fill everything out for you in the back end.
Yeah, you've been talking a lot about that. I really need to check that out.
Well, it's a great tool, by the way. Even if you just use it for yourself to make your own characters, it makes it so easy because it just like it does all the math for you. It remembers to do everything.
And I think that we are going to just call it needle.
Yeah.
Yep.
And somebody says it's a masterwork weapon, which I agree with, which means it ought to have a +1 to hit due to its superior balance and workmanship.
It is castle forged. Okay.
It is castle forged steel. It's made by Micken, and we know he's good.
Yeah, Micken is a badass. We are going to give her credit for that. She gets a +1. Okay, so all right, we are there, and let's go. Let's keep going down the line for Ranger.
Okay, so at second level, Rangers get their fighting style, and they will get a little bit of spellcasting.
Are we going to worry about the first level stuff with the favorite enemy, natural explorer? We going there?
It's your stream, buddy.
I know.
Let's just say urban, right?
Yeah, we could definitely say urban.
And favorite enemy, Lannisters.
That sounds like a good one. Let's go
or
with that.
Or actually maybe Phrase.
Yes, Phrase.
Favorite enemy is Phrase. And her natural explorers for urban environments.
Okay. Let's do that.
Cannibal the Dragon says she also had Cat's Paw, Valyrian Steel Dagger. That's in the TV show she does.
Yes, she does. Okay. And that would be like a +3, right? A +3 dagger?
Maybe a +1 at least. Like
I would give it a +2.
Well, I might give it a +1 plus some other abilities where like it does extra radiant damage to undead or something because it one-shotted the Night's King.
I'm going to give it +2. I did a whole, I actually did a video on Valyrian Steel not too long ago, talking about the magic that was used in its forging. And it is a very magical weapon. So we are.
Yeah, needle is not. Okay. I mean, I love it. And it'll do a D4 plus Dex +2. So, D4 +2 for now. The struggle is real.
I know. Okay, we are there. D4 +2 piercing.
Right. And those numbers will go up when we give her stats. I think we ought to go ahead and give her stats real quick.
I think so. Okay. Strength.
9.
I was thinking 8. I'm good
Okay.
with 9.
It's not a huge difference between an 8 and a 9.
Not a big difference. So, want to go with 8 or 9?
8. I think 8. She's
Okay.
small. She's not known for her strength.
No. Okay. Dex.
Part of me just wants to say, go ahead, give her a 20 and get it over with.
I would say I was thinking 18. Because 20 is like a Shaolin monk, and I just don't think she's there.
Who's more agile than Arya?
Who's more agile than Arya? Braun's pretty agile.
Braun is pretty agile.
Peter Baelish is pretty agile. If
No.
you read his chapters. Oh, yes, he is. If you read his chapters, he is very agile. You gotta,
no, he's got a high charisma, but Dex,
no,
really?
he is so agile. Oh my gosh. Now I'm going to show you this. So there is this scene, this scene where Peter is taking Ned over to see Catelyn, and he's taking him like a really roundabout way, and he's got to go down a cliff. And so Peter is like, okay, Stark, keep up and try and make it down. So Ned's having a really hard time getting down the face of this cliff. And by the time that he finally gets down, he's all like flustered. He's out of breath. And Peter is actually just waiting for him at the bottom, eating an apple. And the way that he is described, it's like nimble as a monkey and all this other stuff. And so he is actually very dexterous, and that's how he had fought, how he wanted to fight Brandon in the duel. That's why he didn't wear a lot of armor. He wanted to rely on.
It also did not work out for him.
It did not work out, but it almost did. It almost did, because
people are saying Tyrion has that jumping off the roof and tumbling scene, like in the very early Game of Thrones book, but thereafter he is not very agile. And actually we hear a lot about how his joints hurt and ache a lot.
Exactly.
I actually don't think, I think that was an early idea for Tyrion, but I think George abandoned it pretty quickly as well.
Yes. Yeah. So I actually read something about that. And so George had made him like this nimble dwarf-like character. And I think we lost Steve.
No, I'm here. Oh,
okay.
I just turned off my camera for a second.
Yeah. So he made him this like nimble dwarf-like character that you might see on TV or something like that. And he said, like in an interview later on, that he really regretted it because he learned a lot more about dwarfism and about the physical problems that they actually do have. So so after he found that out, he started writing Tyrion more appropriately. But at the beginning, you have Tyrion, doing all of those things that are quite nimble and dexterous. And that's why, because George found out that the dwarves are not as dexterous as he thought they were.
Right. Okay, so where are we landing at with Arya? I still think we give her a 20, but
we can give her a 20. I'm okay with it. I am being a little bit apprehensive,
right, stingy.
But I think that a 20 is good. 20 is great.
The rest of her stats will all be okay, but not great.
Okay. Now, Constitution.
So she has proven her ability to take a beating. So I think it's at least a 12 or higher.
I was thinking maybe a 15.
Okay, that's pretty high. If I'm being honest,
you want to go with 14? You want to?
There's not a whole lot of difference between 14 and 15. If I'm being honest, shouldn't be higher than that. I mean, a 15 is still only a +2, so I said at least a 12. You're saying a
Mhm.
15. That is not a canyon as far as like stats go.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's give her a 15. It's fine. She takes a shot to the gut and lives and gets the crap beat out of her by the wave.
And then falls in the river.
Right,
She
and makes all of her con saves.
yeah, she makes all of her con saves.
Intelligence.
Okay, so
I think
intelligence.
I think we can just give her a 12. She's
Okay,
not super
I'm
smart,
okay
but
with
she's
that.
not dull at all.
No. Wisdom, I think a little bit higher than
I do
intelligence.
too. I think she's got maybe I want to say at least a 14 wisdom. She's very
I'm good with
shrewd.
that. I'm good with that.
And then maybe charisma of about a 13.
Okay. Okay, I'm good. I'm good with that. I was talking with Shane earlier, and he was saying maybe like a 9, and I'm thinking, no, she's more charismatic than that. She really, really is. So,
Yeah,
um,
charisma figures into deception as well.
right. Well,
Which,
and she also got Jockin to kill like extra people.
mhm.
Yeah, she totally fooled him.
She charmed the pan. She charmed Tywin Lannister.
She actually did, and Roose Bolton, which
Hmm. Oh yeah,
there
I
you
guess
go.
like depending on which one you're watching, the show or the book.
Yes,
But
yeah, yeah. So
okay,
either one of those,
I like
absolutely.
these stats.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
we can start filling some stuff in now.
Yes.
Like
So let me just add in our Beastmaster, and she's gonna have a direwolf.
right.
Okay.
This is the AU where Nymeria hangs out with her all the time
Mm-hmm.
in the D&D world.
In the DnD world, that's right. So let's see. I guess we could move over at this point to the rogue side of things.
Dude, okay, so she's got Beastmaster, Primeval Awareness. What does that do? I just want to
Yeah.
make sure we've got. Oh, it's just never mind. It's not something that's important for her stats or whatever.
I'll
Nymeria is always with her in dreams, says Joe Magician. And
okay.
you are right. Primeval Awareness just lets her gain awareness of what's going on in her general surroundings.
Oh, we got Alicia Kingston in the chat.
Oh
Hello.
yeah, AK been here for a minute.
We got Joe Magician. Hello.
Yep. Joe Magician just got here.
Welcome. We are building Arya right now. We are doing D&D builds on some of our favorite characters, and we are building Arya right now. And we are doing a level 8 build on Arya. So far, what we have come up with is we are doing a level 8 build. She is going to be 3 levels of Ranger and 5 levels of Rogue. And we have chosen the 3 levels of Ranger in order to get the fighting style, which I need to add in. And I'm good with the blind fighting style. That's good.
Yeah, it's something she definitely develops.
Yes, it was going to be either that or dueling. It was one of the two because she is
Right.
she was trained by the first sword of Bravo. So so it's really funny. So we at my work we have this floor called Brazos. It's named after this river here in Texas, and so whenever I say Bravos, I want to say Brazos.
Yeah, but I've always heard it pronounced Brazos, but that's probably just a regional dialectical thing. But I get like the first sort of Brazos.
Yes, yeah, that's what I want to say every single time. I want to say Brazos. Okay.
For those of you that don't know, Brazos River, famous for inner tubing. It's like where you sit in the inner tube and you got your cooler in the inner tube next to you and you drink beer while you float down the river for 6 hours.
Yep.
That's the Brazos River.
That's the Brazos River.
Bernie, is that like Brazzers?
It's like what?
Is that like Brazzers?
Braziers?
Okay. No, that's... Oh, you poor innocent child.
And we got Sandry. Sandry, I told you that I would wear your shirt, and I wore your shirt.
Yeah, I'm drinking out of a Sanrixian mug. By the way, this is a good mug. I bought this the day you opened your Threadless store, Sandry, and it's still the cup I use every single day.
I love it.
I will have to get a new one at some point, I'm sure. It's like all scratched up and dinged, but still holds coffee. The top still works, keeps it warm, and I love it.
Okay. So
are we moving on to Rogue now?
I think so. I will, just for the people that just joined us, we have kind of finished up our build on the ranger side of things. She has her needle and her cat's paw dagger. She's got her blind fighting style. Her favorite enemy is the phrase. She is a Beastmaster subclass, so she gets her dire wolf, and she has primeval awareness, and I'm sure I misspelled that. She also has a disguise kit and thieves tools with her urchin background. So that's what we have so far. And now we are moving on to the bread and butter, to the rogue subclass.
Yeah.
Rogue class. All right.
Okay, so let's look at actually, can we backtrack for a hot second?
Absolutely.
And do her proficiency bonus?
Yes.
And then we can fix her weapons, and then I will feel much better.
Okay. She's level 8, so she's going to be 3.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Let's throw that in there.
Which okay, so with so it's 3 plus 5 is 8 plus 1. So her needle is plus 9 to hit, and her cat's paw is plus 10 to hit. That is incredible, actually.
That's 9. That's great. That is incredible.
And needle will be a D8 plus 5 piercing. And then the cat's paw will be a D4 plus 7. Which is amazing. Can you imagine stabbing somebody and your minimum damage is twice the normal max damage of the weapon? That's actually pretty freaking crazy.
Absolutely. Wait, I think that the math might be a little off.
Okay, so if needle is a masterwork, it gets plus 1 to hit, but not to damage.
Oh, okay. We're good. We're good then.
You're right. Plus 5 prophecy for having the magic dagger destiny. It's a plus 2 dagger that probably like auto crits on undead and stuff like that. Okay, so level 1 rogue. What does a level 1 rogue get? Actually, let me look up the multi-class rules just to make sure I get this right.
You get sneak attack right out the back. Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, nice. I love it. And expertise. What are we going to have expertise in?
So I'm going to check the multi-classing rules just real quick to make sure. So we also get to pick one more skill. From the rogue skill class list, and we got to take deception. We've got to take deception.
Oh, absolutely. I'm all for that. Deception.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And then I'm just looking at the I'm looking at the others before we. Okay. Yes. Let's do that. Deception. Now, what are we going to take expertise in? We have animal handling, deception, investigation, perception, sleight of hand, and stealth.
Okay, so either is really good, or any of these options are good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's animal handling. I think that's kind of reflected more by her ranger abilities. She technically has some ranger spells, but she'll probably have things like animal friendship, animal messenger to
and
compensate.
everything is everything that kind of surrounds her is also kind of covered by her Beastmaster subclass as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to necessarily rely so much on the expertise in there.
I think one has to be deception, because her ability to imitate people, faceless man style, eventually is pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm. I'm good with that. Let's do it. Expertise in deception. Okay.
And she gets another one.
Oh, I thought that I already picked it, right? Oh, she gets another one on top of the deception? Or on
Yeah.
top of the...
Expertise is 2 skills. You choose 2 skills, and this is why rogues are a great class to dip into as well. 1 or 2 levels of rogue, 1 or 2 levels of fighter on almost any character is going to give you some serious.
I'll be honest, I have not played a rogue. So I really gravitate towards the magic users and the strength builds. And your rogues they're just dex-based characters, and I do not gravitate towards there. So I have not played a rogue.
So a rogue can be a lot of fun, especially if you try to do something a little non-traditional and say try to do the charisma-based rogue or the intelligence-based rogue. Both can be a lot of fun. Like a rogue with a really high intelligence and investigation with expertise on it is Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, so there is an option. So with your expertise, at first level, choose 2 of your skill proficiencies or 1 of your skill proficiencies and your with thieves tools only. I was going to say if we could do our proficiency with the disguise kit, that would be...
You know what? As the dungeon master, I'll allow it.
I think so.
Like, it's not that big of a homebrew to just move it from her thieves tools to her disguise kit.
Yes, and I think that suits her. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Which means that she's going to be able to imitate a lot of people.
Perfect. Okay, so we have the expertise down.
Right. She gets sneak attack. She learns thieves' cant, which is Valor Morgulis, Valor Dohyrus, and
yeah.
You know what? We haven't gotten to feats yet, Steve, but she'll have 2 by the end, and actor is a strong contender for me already.
Oh, I've a defensive duelist is also just because she has that dueling kind of adjacent fighting style, even though we did not choose that as her fighting style. I feel like the defensive duelist is great, and I am having such a hard time. I don't know what is going on with this. Every time I hit the space bar.
Ooh,
let's see if it at least types it in. Okay, it
does, but it's not. Oh wow, that's weird.
Wow.
Do you want to close it and reopen it? Like save it real quick.
Yeah.
Weird, man.
Very weird. Okay.
There's not many choices. There's no real choices to make now at level 1 and 2 anymore. We did the expertise. At level 2, rogues get cunning action, which is a very straightforward ability. I argue it's one of the best abilities in the game. But yeah, there's no choice to be made there. She just gets cunning action.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and open up the saved one. So we're gonna try that now.
Okay.
Okay. So it did save.
Mm-hmm. You're probably gonna have to reshare that screen now. That tab.
I will. I'm having let me do one thing. I am trying to see it. Yes. Okay. I can do it now. When it was opening in a different browser. So I was having to navigate around that.
Okay. We'll get there.
We will get there. So let me do this, and
I'm turning off my camera because I'm snacking, and I don't want people.
Oh, okay. Let's share screen. Share screen. Here we go. There we go. Better.
Fantastic.
Okay. We are there now. So where were we? Sneak attack. I was writing in sneak attack. That's where we were. And that's an extra 1d8. 1d8.
No, what's a d6?
1d6. Okay.
Yeah.
It's extra 1d6 when...
Once per turn. 1d6 once per turn when you meet certain criteria.
Yeah, like you're flanking or... Yeah.
Right. Basically, if you have advantage.
Mm-hmm. And you get advantage, or at least you get sneak attack anytime that the person that you are attacking is nearby another one of your
flanking, hidden. You can't always generate advantage, but with a rogue, you're always trying to.
Yes. Yeah.
And there are several ways to do it.
Okay, so we were at sneak attack, expertise, thieves' cants. Okay, cunning action.
Great ability. No, again, no choices to be made, but turning your bonus action into movement or disengage or hide is so potent, because being hidden is one of the ways you can generate advantage for yourself. So rogues who pop in and out of cover and sneak around the battlefield, it's a great boost to your mobility, and it's very worth having. Yes,
this is the one thing that I'm jealous about when I play with rogues, is their ability to bonus action disengage.
It's really good. It's really good.
Okay. All right, so we have our cunning action.
So Cannibal the Dragon is saying, what about her archery skill? So she's a ranger with a 20 dexterity. She is not hurting as far as archery goes. She does not have the archery fighting style, but she is very, if you put a bow in this D&D character's hand, she would do just
fine. Yeah.
Okay, third level is Roguish Archetype. So I think she's an assassin rogue.
Oh, she is the most assassin rogue that ever assassin rogued.
Right.
Assassin rogue.
Which means, let me just open this. So at third level, she gets an ability called, oddly enough, Assassinate. You are at your deadliest when you get to drop on your enemies. You have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't had a turn yet in combat. And in addition, any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is an automatic critical hit. So she is an ambush predator, which we see a few different times. It's not her only ability to fight. She has plenty of other, which is as evidenced by her ranger training and, her martial weapon proficiency. But yeah, I think assassin is just the right answer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we go. 3rd level. And this is another thing that I'm very jealous about when I'm playing with rogue characters who are rogue assassins. This assassinate feature is super deadly.
Now let me talk to you about the Gloomstalker Ranger, which we did not take. The Gloomstalker says on the first turn of combat, you get an extra attack. So just a straight up extra attack on the first turn, and then you get your. I think they get to add maybe their wisdom bonus or something to their initiative rolls. So they get to go first. They get extra attack. They get automatic crits with full advantage.
Oh yeah, those Gloomstalkers. It is sick.
The Gloomstalker Assassin is an incredible combination. It works best with 5 levels of Ranger so that you get the extra attack feature, and then 3 levels of Rogue. But that's not what we're building here. Arya is more Rogue than Ranger. I think.
So I am also adding in with the assassin, she gets proficiency with a poisoner's kit, which works very well for her character. So there's that. And we have, all right, and that looks good. We're going to go back to the roguish.
So a rogue.
Here.
Okay, looking at 4th and 5th level, she'll get a feat, and then she'll get Uncanny Dodge.
Mm-hmm.
Uncanny Dodge is pretty good. That's how she survived getting stabbed in the gut by the wave. She did an Uncanny Dodge and reduced it by just enough hit points to not die, not drop to 0.
Okay, let's see.
Mother of Baggins is in the chat. Hello.
Mother of Baggins. I love that.
That's
okay. Uncanny Dodge.
That's Liz. You would know her if you saw her because you've met her at Ice and Fire Con.
Oh, cool.
Is it Ice and Fire Con? Yes.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. Yes, I can't recognize her from the her emoji.
Right. I just know the name. I see her regularly on Sanri streams.
Oh, very cool.
Okay, so we're at a place where she needs to take 2 feats.
Yeah.
She gets 1 for being a variant human and 1 for 4th level rogue. I forget who it was. Steve Dory said actor feat. Yeah, actor feat 2, which, like, seriously not a terrible idea. I could also see the alert feat.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody else in the chat, feel free to throw ideas out there as to what feats they think they might have.
I really like the defensive duelist.
Defensive duelist. I'm gonna look that up real quick.
And it uses a reaction, and she doesn't really have any reactions right now. She has bonus actions.
She has Uncanny Dodge.
Oh, is uncanny dodge a
It is, but
okay.
so uncanny dodge. Let's see. Let's just read it real quick. When an attacker you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to have the attack's
Yeah.
damage.
That's pretty strong. I don't know
Defensive
if I
duelist
would.
is you can use
Yeah, I think it
+3 to
adds
armor
like
class
yeah,
to not get hit at all. Yeah, but you're fighting
yeah.
at that point, like you're fighting over.
Yeah, I thought the uncanny dodge was a bonus action. I didn't realize it was a reaction. So, no, I totally not wasted on defensive
Somebody's
duelist
saying
if we have uncanny dodge.
observant feat. Somebody is saying in the chat. I'm pulling up observant right now just to see what it says. Quick to notice details of your environment. You get the following benefits: increase your intelligence or wisdom by 1, which we're not doing. We've just given her numbers. If you can see a creature's mouth while it is speaking a language you understand, you can interpret what it's saying by reading its lips. And then +5 to your passive perception and passive investigation scores. I mean, it's solid. It's a good ability.
That was the observant.
That's observant, yes.
I'd be okay with that.
Well, let's look at alert and
Compare the two.
yeah. Let's see. Alert feat is you can't be surprised while you're conscious, +5 to initiative rolls, and creatures don't gain advantage as a result of being unseen by you, which we already have blind fighting to offset that.
There's also the fighting initiate, which we might want to look at if we wanted to give her the dueling fighting style.
To get another fighting style. We could also, if we really wanted to, give her skilled, so that she could take 3 more skills.
Just insane. She's just gonna make all of her checks no matter what.
Yeah, and give her like acrobatics and history and insight, because like part of me thinks she ought to have insight. She reads people well.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I do. There's also the tough feat. She's not going to have a lot of hit points, being mostly rogue.
She got a decent constitution. I mean, we gave the tough feat to the hound last time.
Oh, and then there's the skulker feat.
Right, like there's a lot of good ones for her.
There's a lot of good ones. There's feats of the yin yang. So what does the chat think?
She also does not have acrobatics or athletics at this point. So
true.
And bear in mind, we get to choose 2. I think we ought to give her skilled as one of them.
I think that's fine. I've used the skilled feat on a couple of my characters, and it's been very, very helpful for my characters.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And as a rogue, she's already a skill monkey.
Yep. Give her skilled so she can get
I believe it's 3 more skills. 3 more skill proficiencies.
I think she may be able to get expertise in one.
So there's skilled and then there's skill expert. Skill expert gives you 1 skill and expertise. Skilled gives you 3 proficiencies.
Okay, I've done the skill expert one.
It's also really good, and she could conceivably take both.
She could actually
and get 3. That would be a fun build, and just give her like 4 more skills, 1 with expertise.
She's just making all of her checks, no matter what she does. She
level is reliable talent. Reliable talent is not till level 11, Steve. So that's a long way off.
Okay, so we'll go with skilled, and she's going to get 3 skills. You said
Skilled. You know what? Let me double check.
we're going to go
Skilled
with
5e feat.
I'm going to add them over here.
You gain proficiency in any combination of 3 skills or tools of your choice. And then skill expert. Oop, misclick. Skill expert is increase 1 ability score by 1, gain 1 proficiency, and choose 1 skill with which you have proficiency and gain double proficiency bonus.
Mhm.
So,
And that's
do you want to start with skilled? 3
or skilled. Okay, we'll start with skilled. Okay, so we're going to give her athletics and acrobatics.
Okay. And insight.
Okay.
Are we happy with that? I'm looking at the rest of the skills and I'm like, yeah,
too.
not medicine, not nature, not
She's not
intimidating.
intimidating.
She's only intimidating to us that know what she's actually capable of.
Yes.
Like she knows a little bit about her histories, but like maybe not to the point of being like she knows about Nymeria and whatnot, but that's not enough for me to say she has proficiency in history. She's just heard some stories and remembers some of them. Yeah, I think that's good. So she's got one more choice she can make, and there's a feat called actor, which is also really good. So the actor feat, increase your charisma by 1. Okay. You have advantage on deception and performance check to try to pass yourself off as a different person. So,
oh, nice.
Advantage, expertise. Yeah, and then you can mimic the speech of another person or the sounds made by another creature. You must have heard the person speaking or heard the creature make the sound for at least 1 minute. And that's a great way for her to like the way she mimics people's voices in the show. I mean, I know that comes from like her Faceless Man training. Ooh, Sanrixian says, I feel like lucky feet.
Oh, yeah, she's lucky. Yeah.
She is lucky as heck.
She is very lucky. And honestly, I love that feat too. I picked up that feat not too long ago on one of my characters, and my DM's like ruining.
Oh man,
I got that feat.
Okay, a halfling with the lucky feat who is a divination wizard. So halflings get to re-roll 1s all the time. Lucky feat 3 times per long rest. You get to just re-roll. And then divination wizard, every morning you roll 2 d20s and you can just use them for any roll anytime for the rest of the day. So you roll a 3 and a 20 and you're like, so at some point during the day I'm going to crit and my enemy is going to roll a 3 on their saving throw or whatever. If you want to give your dungeon master a conniption fit where you never fail a roll, that's the way to do it. Lucky with the halfling feat with as a divination wizard. Yes, halflings get to reroll all 1s. Halfling luck. Also, Sanrixian's asking, how much D&D have you played, Amanda?
So I've been playing for a couple of years, just only a couple of years. I did go to Gary Con though. That was my most recent con. I went to the DnD con over in Wisconsin, and that was a lot of fun. And we play about once a month, sometimes as often as twice a month, and we have a group that we get together. And I'm painting my minis now and doing all that stuff.
Right on. That's awesome. Sanri played with me for a good couple of years there.
Nice.
They finished that campaign, and we haven't got back to it yet, but hopefully we will soon. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Why did I put 3 additional feats? 3. I can't even.
Yeah.
3 additional skills. That'd be great. You get a feat where you get 3 feats.
Wishing for more wishes.
That'd be who's that? The Laris Strong. He'd love additional feet.
Oh. Okay, so that's 2 feats. We've leveled her all the way up to. All right, let me do the math on the hit points. So we gave her first level ranger. Calculator. And her constitution is what, a +2? Is that right?
What was that?
What's her con bonus? +2?
For Constitution, it is a
15 is a +2. So that's
I need to add these in.
Level 1 +8 for those 2 levels. Half of a D10 is 6 +2 from her Constitution is +8 twice.
Mm-hmm.
So from 3 levels of Ranger, she's got 28 hit points. And then she will gain 7 more per level from Rogue, which is 35 plus 28 is 63 hit points. Do you remember what the Hound's was?
The Hound?
Yeah. Do you remember?
For his hit? No, I don't.
But he had a enormous pile of hit points.
I could pull him up. I wanted to say it was like 79. Does that sound right? It's a lot.
Oh, and that was when we made him at 5th level.
Mm-hmm.
So she's because we sort of like made him at 5th and said, if we're going to make him 8, this is how we're going to do it. I guess moving forward, we're both mostly going to make like level 8 characters. It just gives us more to work with. But I think he was 79 at level 5. Yeah, beefy for a rogue, but we gave her a good constitution, and she's got a couple levels of ranger in there, including her first level. So she's not a pushover in the hit point department. Okay, so, I mean, we could fill out numbers and whatnot for skills and what have you. What I do want is her deception. So she gets double proficiency bonus. So that's a 6, and then 2 from her, 1 from her charisma is a +7 to deception.
Is it +7 deception? 7. I hate these. These are so tiny.
Yeah, I hate them too.
I'm gonna.
Oh my gosh, that is a 7.
Yeah, you have to really increase these. That's why I use that other program where I can add in text boxes. I can just throw things in there. So acrobatics. So her dex with her proficiency bonus
is an 8. Animal handling. She's got a +2 wisdom. So her animal handling would be a 5.
Athletics, oof. Not good.
-1
like
+3, so it's a 2.
Yeah. Okay. Investigation. That is intelligence 1 plus 3. That's a 4.
4. Insight is a 5. Perception is also a 5. And then sleight of hand and stealth are both going to also be 8s, like acrobatics.
Okay.
This is a good character.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
Gave her really, like, an aggressively good stat line, but not crazy.
No, it was not too crazy. No. Yeah. Her dex is pretty high, but I think I'm liking this.
Give her some studded leather armor.
Mm-hmm.
And which is a base +2 armor class, and then 5 from her dex gives her a 17 AC.
Okay, and then her initiative is going to be
+5.
Mm-hmm. And she's a human.
Yeah, normal human, so move speed of 30.
Okay. All right. And then equipment, bag of faces.
Right, studded leather bag of faces, which is her disguise kit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's got castle forged rapier.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we got that.
And she's got, like, not much in the way of gear, honestly.
No.
Doesn't need it. Relies on her wits and her skills.
And she's got a dire wolf.
And she's got a dire wolf.
She's got a dire wolf.
Not to be underestimated.
No, do not underestimate this woman. She will kill you and take your face.
And let her pet eat you.
Yes, and then then her puppy's gonna eat the rest of your body. So yeah, this is one nasty girl right here. Arya Stark. All right, did we build her up all the way? Let's see where we at.
She's got 63 hit points at maximum.
63 at max.
Yep.
Okay, and then personality traits.
Okay. Bonds, flaws, ideals. Okay. So bonds. Down with the phrase.
Okay.
Like
all phrase must die.
Yeah.
A phrase must die. Okay. Flaws.
Frailar Morgulis.
Belor Marfreus.
Morgulis means to die.
Right. All men must die, but we just wrote all phrase must die in the bonds.
Yeah. So Fraymore Morgulis.
Yes.
Fray Morgulis.
Yes.
Flaws, bonds, murder. Flaws, murder. Ideals,
murder.
Personality traits, also murder.
You wanted to make her chaotic good. Okay. No. So flaws, I feel as though she
I mean, most of her flaws are just going to come down to characterization.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's a little on the cold side. She's a little on the untrusting side. I don't really know what I would consider, like, what I would put in that box for her as a flaw.
Mm-hmm. I would put she had through many ordeals, can't spell, her world has become jaded. There we go. Ideals.
I think her ideals are, and like ideals and bonds, there's always some overlap there for me, because bonds are like the ideals are the things you believe in the most. Bonds are the things that tie you to this world. So I actually think her ideal might be all Freys must die, and her bonds might just be like Jon Snow. Jon Snow is definitely a bond for her. The way she's always thinking about him, the way she's remember him tussling her hair before he leaves. And like she does care, she loves her dad. So I mean, like Jon Snow and maybe to a lesser degree Ned, I think should be her bonds, and maybe her ideal is all Freys must die.
Okay, so we can move these. Very easy.
Copy paste, cut and paste.
Copy pasta. There we go. Paste and just copy pasta. Okay, and I was very close to my notes. I long for revenge.
But the bond is her love for her father. The bond is her love for Jon Snow. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm just going to add that in there.
You can put whatever you want. Like it's a good place to put that note.
Yeah, I'm going to put that.
Sanrixine just donated $10 and said, "Please do this more." Henry, we're going to do this every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. And we're going to make enough characters to where we might be actually able to maybe run like a one and done, like a one.
Yeah, the long night.
Yes.
Which is like we've done the Hound and we've done Arya. We'll do more. But I think we should like keep it to folks that might be at the actual long night, because that would be a lot of fun. I want to make Bran and Melisandre, because those are going to be our only spellcasters.
That's going to be so good. And then when House of the Dragon is airing, I so want to do Daemon Targaryen.
Okay.
And yes, and then Aemond, because I'd like to see them fight. but maybe up in the air.
Yeah, little dragon on dragon action too.
Yeah. But anyway,
crawling damage into the water.
Absolutely. And then so we're going to be doing this every 2 weeks, and we're going to be building up the characters that we know and love, and eventually we're going to be able to run a little battle and, well, I guess be fighting our own long night.
I would be happy to do that, by the way. That would be a lot of fun.
Excellent.
And it would just be like, I hope you're ready to fight wave after wave of undead.
Oh, I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
And I play as Darkstar. We'll eventually make Darkstar.
Oh, we could totally make Darkstar. Oh,
and we'll even give him Dawn.
We'll give him Dawn. He can totally have Dawn. Yes.
Yeah.
Darkstar with Dawn. We can make that happen. Yes.
Ooh, Sanri, you should make that a clip on your channel, an audio clip. I long for revenge.
An audio clip.
Thomas J says they've never played D&D, but this has been a ton of fun. Yeah, it's
excellent.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Like, outside of the D&D discussion, I'm glad that it's still entertaining. And you should play D&D, and if you want to learn how, I know somebody who specializes in teaching people how to play. Ask me about him, I'll tell you. I was born in the city where Crowfoot's daughter lives right now.
Oh, in Austin? I'm in Round Rock, but I'm right by Austin.
Oh, you moved then. You used to live in San Antonio.
I did.
That's where I was born, San Antonio.
Okay, yeah. I was living in Bernie for about a year.
Bernie. Looks
Yes.
like born to anybody else, but the real ones know.
Yes, Bernie is spelled Boernie. Like it doesn't look.
Yeah,
how
it looks like born, but it's Bernie.
Yes.
Like there's a town called Mejia, but if you read it, it looks like Mexia. Like, yeah, but that's Texas. However, your first inclination of how a thing is pronounced is probably wrong. So where are we at with this character?
So
is there anything else she needs?
She is about done. We did not put in her personality traits, but we can just put.
But we know that it's Arya. Like people know what it is.
Tomboy. Okay. Loves to. Loves archery and
fighting.
True.
Loyal, but she's also got like a vengeful streak.
Absolutely. Oh yes. Ants. I am terrible at spelling, guys. There we go.
I think it's ENCE, but
it might be. There we go.
Yeah.
Beautiful. This is a great character sheet. I really do like her.
And if you want to have this quote unquote done, just so that if somebody were to, you could just handed them this and be like, it's the long night, play this.
Right.
We need to fill out her saving
spells because she's a ranger.
She's got saving throws as well.
Yes, yeah.
So
we'll have to finalize these. We'll have to get together and finalize these, but yeah.
Yeah, but as a ranger of only 3rd level, she's only got 3 first level spell slots.
It's gonna be Hunter's Mark.
Only knows 3 spells.
Yeah.
So if you want, we can look at those real quick.
Oh, you know that she's taking Hunter's Mark.
Of course.
And then I'm sure
any ranger that doesn't take Hunter's Mark is not doing it right.
No, you're not doing it right.
Zephyr's Strike is pretty good.
I'll just add these right now.
So Zephyr's Strike is before the spell ends, you give yourself advantage on 1 attack roll. It does extra D8 damage. And whether you hit or miss, your walking speed increases by 30 feet until the end of turn. So it's a high mobility type of thing.
Okay. Are there any Arya type of spells? Like anything we think that Arya might actually do? I'll look at the list too.
Yeah, like Hunter's Mark is the best one. And
Hunter. You have to take Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
I just
because she's got the Beastmaster.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't really need a lot of the animal stuff. You know what I mean? Like she's got animal handling already. And she's got special abilities from Beastmaster Ranger. So I don't think she needs things like Beast Spawn and Animal Friendship and Speak with Animals,
Mm-hmm. I am there with you. Ranger spell list, I'm looking at it now too. Okay.
Yeah, she's only allowed to even know 3. So I mean, there's several spells that are good, but none of them
Right.
particularly jump out at me as spells that Arya might have, other than the 2 we've already mentioned.
Well, she might be able to detect poison and disease because of her training at the House in Black and White. She was trained in poison. She knows poisons. She'd probably be able to detect poisons.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't think it's a great spell, but
I don't
it
either,
takes
but
up
it's
your
fine.
it takes up your concentration. But she's going to be using it all on Hunter's Mark anyway. So the other option, are there any recommendations in the chat? Healing pie.
Healing pie.
Friendship pie.
It's shaped like a dire
Lemon
wolf. You got to
pie, the
brown the
other.
butter. Reminder that yes, Sandry's reminder that a T-Rex is an animal. It is in fact a beast, and if there is a character that has animal friendship, yeah, they can turn your T-Rex encounter into tea time with a T-Rex, which is what she's alluding to. What actually happened in our game?
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Her,
Tea time.
Yeah.
Like
I was
you
going
guys
to
had tea
attack
with
the.
the
I was
T-Rex?
going to attack the party with a T-Rex, and she used animal friendship, and I'm like, it's, by the way it's all worded, that's how it works, and it was really fun. Will she have cat's paw? We gave it to her. It's
Yeah,
in
she
her
has
equipment
it.
list.
She has
We gave it to
a
her as
+2 dagger.
I think it's a +2 dagger that like autos, like it does extra damage to undead.
Yes. It's like an auto crit.
Or maybe it like does double damage and then a crit will like even double that. But yeah, cat's paw is very, like, it's probably we only see so much, but I could make an argument that it's the most powerful weapon we see in the whole series. If anybody with a Valyrian steel weapon, it's a magic sword. Yeah, auto crit to undead, I think, is good. Yes, you can have a T-Rex friend. You can name her Latanya.
Oh yes. Oh my god. Sarah, welcome Sarah. She said she's rusty with her D&D. So we are building Arya Stark, a character that is not necessarily the most overpowered, but she is going to be the most true to the characters that we know and love. So we are almost done. We have done three levels of Ranger, 5 levels of Rogue.
Yeah, I don't know what's actually left to do. We've picked her spells.
Got it. I feel really good about it too.
I mean, we could fill out one time. So what do we have here? Zephyr Strike, Hunter's Mark, and Detect Poison and Disease. Like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's all going to be used on Hunter's Mark anyway. So the other thing is Goodberry.
Goodberry is a great spell.
I like Goodberry too. Do you want
it's
me to?
A great little spell.
I like Goodberry. Do you want me to put? I'm going to put Goodberry. I like Goodberry.
It's your character. You can do what you want.
I think there was an instance where she was eating berries. I know she was eating worms.
So can we go down to her spells page again real quick?
Absolutely.
So up a little bit because I want to do like spell save DC and
thank you.
So spellcasting ability is going to be Wisdom for her Ranger spells. And her spell save DC will be 8 plus Wisdom plus, so 13. And then her spell attack bonus will be a +5. 3 from proficiency and 2 from Wisdom.
Excellent. This looks great. I am going to save her.
You could take this character sheet to any table and play this 8th level character, and I think that it is not optimized the way that certain, like, you could min max, but it's a solid build. Like, it's hardly, and you'll want to talk with, if you take this to a table, the whole Beastmaster thing is not great. Talk to your DM. Like, Beastmaster is not a subclass that mechanically works very well.
Yeah, we just felt that it was...
But it was thematic.
Yes.
I think that's it. I think that's a character.
Yay. All right. I have got her saved. So we are all done with Arya Stark. Who do you want to do next?
Okay, so I've got a couple options. And if we're kind of like trying to stick to the idea of like who might be fighting at the during the long night, there are three that we absolutely have to do, and that is Jon Snow. Got to do a Jon Snow.
Got to do Jon Snow.
Got to do a Tormund Giantsbane. And I also
I love Tormund.
I also really want to do Brienne.
Oh, I'd love to do Brienne. Oh gosh, any of those would be good. I like Tormund. I think that would be a fun stream. So it's, I guess, between Tormund and Brienne. What do you think?
Yeah, Brienne Paladin. I agree.
Oh,
yeah. So I mean, we'll do them all eventually, but I think any of them is going to be fine, because I think Brienne is Paladin, I think Jon is Ranger, and I think Tormund is Barbarian.
Oh yeah, Tormund is the Barbarian. He might have a little fighter. No,
he might,
maybe, but no. I don't know. We can go with Tormund, Barbarian Dwarf. Very nice. Yeah, let's do Tormund. Let's build
Tormund. Would be great.
I think it'd be fun.
And then Brienne after that.
Yes, let's do that. Yeah, Brienne will be a little bit more serious. So
yeah, Tormund will be a lot of fun though.
Yes, he will. He will be like, you didn't. Yeah.
We'll make him a Goliath instead of a variant human.
Oh, we could do all kinds of fun things with him. I'm excited. So,
yeah, Barbarian. I'll have to I play a Barbarian. I'm playing two characters right now, and one a Bard and a Barbarian, and my Barbarian is so much fun.
Excellent. Well, you know my Barbarian. I've got the Emasculator,
right,
and got a Dragonborn Barbarian, and
okay, Dragonborn Barbarian.
She is a Dragonborn Barbarian, and her name is Mamanda the Emasculator. And yeah,
I've got a Fire Genasi Barbarian named Tuli. Yeah, she's awesome. I love my Barbarian.
Awesome. They are so fun to play.
They're and like if you're not much of a role player, a Barbarian is not the best choice for you, because you're gonna like a Barbarian. Every Barbarian loves it when a fight breaks out. You've got plenty to do, but like Barbarians are not the voice, they're not the face, they're not the one sneaking, they're not the one figuring out clues. Like, you've got to really find your place at the table with a Barbarian. But it totally can be done, you know. But yeah, I do love my Barbarian a lot.
Oh, excellent. So yes, Tormund next. So I think that we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. Stephen, let everybody know where they can find you.
I'm technically on, what is it called? X, formerly Twitter. at Real Steven Stark. If you want to send me a message, find me there. At me. I've got a channel that I don't stream on anymore, but I used to. It's called Here Be Dragons. I've done a lot of interviews of fandom personalities. Like there's an interview with Amanda on my channel. Sanrixian in the chat, I've interviewed her as well. Both of those were a long time ago, like 5 years ago, or
It's been a while.
it's been a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we did a lot of pop culture stuff. I've done some D&D stuff. I'll probably get back to streaming at some point. It's just I've really fallen off since since I became a professional dungeon master. I just don't have the same time availability. But yeah, I am a professional dungeon master too. So if you and I'm very patient with new people. Since pandemic started, I've taught about 40 people how to play D&D. Really expanded our community there. I play a lot, and if you want to learn, if you want to play, contact me because I'm always looking for more players. I am a professional. I do get paid for it, but I promise I bring good stuff to the table when I do. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Amanda, for having me again. This is a lot of fun.
Thank you, Stephen. This is awesome. Absolutely. And for everybody watching my channel, I've got a lot of big things planned. I've got a series of 3 videos that I'm probably going to do on the soul in A Song of Ice and Fire. So where the soul is located, and also the belief of what happens to the soul when one dies. It would be another video. And then I'm also planning on doing a video on how the soul interacts with magic in A Song of Ice and Fire. So
I'm going to save you all the time. I'm just going to tell you right now, the soul is located right here in the heart area, the heart's blood. When you die, it goes into a tree, and that's how magic is made. There. Now you don't even have to watch those videos.
So you got a lot of the big points. You do. You know
where I learned that? Probably from you, actually.
Maybe, but
like years ago.
I've got a much more detailed videos planned. So, all right. Well, thank you so much, you guys. I will see you guys later. Okay. Bye.
Bye, everyone.